that. And Krishna is giving us chance. All right, you take this chance, you become like this. Jejathavang prapadante. But it will not make you happy. Therefore, ultimately, it says, Sarvadharma, you give up all this rascal now. What I speak, you can accept. That is your dharma. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam. That will be beneficial for you. The most confidential instance. There is that story that one old woman, she was suffering and she had to collect woods from the forest and sell in the market. So, one day, and she was praying to Krishna, or God, that kindly help me, I am in very poverty-stricken. So, one day, she was carrying that load of fuel, it fell down. So nobody was there to help me. So she began to cry, who will help me? So she began to pray to God, kindly help me. And God came. What do you want? Oh, who are you? I am God. Kindly help me to take this burden on my head.
Well done.
Yes. All right. From God she is asking, please help me to get this burden on my head. Yes. So everyone is going. Let my family be very happy. My son be married, let him be passed, may make examination. But it is the same thing. Give me the burden on my head. This is the prayer. Mudha. Namang prapadante mudha. The life was meant for understanding Krishna and worship Him. And he is asking, give me the burden on my head. Therefore mudha, rascal, fool. He is asking something which will never make him happy, even by merging into the effulgence, Brahma effulgence. It will never make him happy. But he doesn't know, therefore he is mudha. Rascal.
That's a very clear example.
Yes.
Very clear.
Yes. Everyone is asking, please help me to get this burden on my head. Everyone is asking. So mantra means asking nothing from Krishna, but only praying, please engage me in your service. This is Hare Krishna. Now let him engage whatever service he likes. I don't dictate. That give me this service. That is also sense gratification. As soon as I will say that engage me in this type of service, that is also sense gratification. When one surrenders fully, they engage me in your service in whatever way you like. That is pure devotion. You cannot dictate Krishna. Because he wants Sarvadharma, first of all, surrender, then I will give you. I will allot what kind of service you can do. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam ankvasa. But if I dictate, then Krishna will be, all right, you take this. Then he will again become unhappy. Don't dictate Krishna. Be dictated. That is happy. That everyone is dictating. Please give me this, give me that, give me that, give me this. Why should you dictate Krishna? As soon as I dictate, that is my sense gratification. That is not pure devotion. Anna vilasita sunnam. Anna vilasita sunnam. Make zero all your desires. It doesn't matter this desire or that desire, any kind of desire. Whatever you desire, that is material. Anna vilasita sunnam. That is pure devotion.
That takes practice.
Huh?
It takes practice to stop desiring for oneself.
Yes. And
You have to
therefore,
practice.
that practice is that you should simply desire what your spiritual master says. Don't desire yourself. Just saprasadat bhagavat prasad. If you fulfill the desires of your spiritual master, then Krishna will be pleased. Because he is the representative. The immediate representative boss, if you satisfy him, the master, supreme master is also satisfied. If he gives report, this clerk is doing nice, that is sufficient. Jasya prasadado bhagat prasad. It is injustice.
The human life was no advantage, only because you have come, now it can be advantage.
Huh?
Human life is no special advantage, only if you come, the spiritual master come, then it can be some advantage.
Yes. Therefore, Vedic injunction is Guru Maiva Vigache. You must go to a bona fide spirit if you want to make your life perfect. There is no question whether I shall go or not. You must. That is the beginning of human life. And there is animal life. He has no spiritual master. He is not going to obey anyone. He is working in his own whims. That is animal life. A real life here begins. Tat vijnanatham sa gurumeva abhigache samitpani sutriyam brahmanishtam. This is Vedic injunction. You cannot do anything without abiding the orders of spiritual master. That is surrender. How nice water. And there are many thousands you will find. And we are thinking, if I go away, he will feed my son, he will feed my daughter. And never think that if so many animals are fed by the Supreme, Eko jo bahunam vidadhati kama, he is supplying all the necessity. Why not for me or for my other children? It is Maya. The one thinks that without me, that Gandhi was thinking, unless you are skilled, he was always thinking, without me, India will be spoiled. India will be spoiled. It was spoiled, therefore he wanted Swaraj, and after that it is also spoiled. See, India's karma will have to suffer. Either Gandhi is there or not there. Prakriti, everything is being done by the material nature. Prakriti krimanani guni, dictated by different modes of nature. Ahankara vigunat karta iti mannate. The rascal, being bewildered by, he is thinking, without me, everything will spoil. Without me. I am the director, So, I requested Gandhi, now you come out of this turmoil, politics, just preach Bhagavad Gita. No, he will be killed, that's all. This is the way going on. Even a Gandhi commits mistake. What to speak of others? What is the effect of this Swaraj? The effect of Swaraj is that people are starving. That's all. At least British government would not allow it like this. That's a fact. That godless, they must be like that. Gandhi was a student of Bhagavad Gita, never taught about Krishna. This is his knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita without Krishna.
They want the material after killing the source. After killing the cows, they want milk.
Gandhi was approached by the Hindus. You are doing so much for the Mohammedans, so obedient. So why don't you stop this cow killing? How can I interfere with their religious? You see,
this is
cow killing is religion. And he was such a fool that if somebody says that cutting the throat of others is my religion, he would allow. Yes, you can do that.
The third greatest cause of accidental death in the world
is intoxication.
it is.
Yes, this drunkard, especially the drunkard, they collide.
I think that's the second. But this is the choking on meat at dinner table and dying, suffocating. It's very widespread. And in restaurants, while they're eating meat, they get so into eating, they want to swallow to eat the next piece. So they, before chewing enough, they have a big lump of meat in their mouth and they swallow and they choke. They get caught. So in many big restaurants, they have these fancy forks like this, that if somebody's choking, they go to the table, very nice waiter, and he sticks the thing down his throat and pulls out the meat, then the person can continue eating. But it's a very high cause of death in the world. They choke on meat.
That's
Because
like dog.
their teeth
A
are not
dog is to
made.
give meat. Like dog. Okay?
But the dog doesn't choke so much. Well, sometimes they choke.
Dog is a natural animal.
He has teeth for meat.
Yes.
The human being, they don't have so much teeth
No.
for meat, so they're trying to eat and then they choke.
This movement is all embracing, all problem. People should carefully study and take it. Then they will be happy. Otherwise, all plans are nonsense. The scientists, the philosophers, all rascals. Maya apurita jnana. They appear to be very learned, but Maya has killed them already. They have no knowledge. Maya apurita jnana. Just see. Why? Asuri bhava. Life is created by God, they will not accept. Life is created from dirt. That's it. Maya aprita jnana. Where is the instance that you create life by chemicals? That we shall see in the future. Kick him immediately on his face with boot. Rascal. Will you accept any check? It will be paid in future. Will you accept? So why shall I accept this rascal's theory? Huh? If somebody gives me check $1 million, payable 300 years after, shall I be inclined to accept such check? So why these fools accepting this post-dated check?
Well, but they say they've already done so much. The
What you have
scientists
done?
will
What
say.
you have done? Why people are studying? What you have done?
But they'll say we've created so much machineries and gone to the
You
moon.
cannot eat machine. You produce. You produce rice, wheat in the machine. What you have done?
At least
you have simply misled the people that instead of tilling the ground, they have come to machine and there is no food. You have done this.
Yes.
You have on the false plea that will give you 500 rupees salary, you come in the city and be engaged. Oh, he saw. I simply produce my food. If I get 500 rupees, then I'll go to cinema, I'll have good dress. Now, there is no food even. You have done this. That's all. What is the benefit of this machine? The machine benefit is that we are purchasing, when there was no so much machine in our childhood, 3 rupees 4 anna per month, first class rice. Now we are purchasing 1 kg.
22 kg for 1 rupee.
So if one is rascal, they will be misled by that. Otherwise, any sane man will not accept. They say that we have done so much. What you have done? We have done this, at least in India. The effect of machine and factory is that there is no rice, no.
Help, they are mixing stone in the rice.
That's it. That you cannot get. Oh, they have done so much. But India is not meant for machine. These rascals, they do not know. India's culture is plain living, high thinking. You require some food, produce food and take it and chant Hare Krishna. But they will not accept. Oh, this is primitive. Nowadays we must have this motor car, motor tire.
Farmer shall get a job of 300 rupees and runs away to city. He will not work in the field.
Yeah.
There will be no food.
Yes. Because they require. The cow is being killed and that's all. That is sufficient food for them. And let the farmers work for me for bolts and nuts and motor tire. We make huge profit. You are making profit, but others.
What is the use of that profit, Prabhupada Maharaj, when they don't get even for eating? No clothing, no eating. Only profit, what profit will be beneficial?
They don't care for others, but they are having wine and woman.
By his Yoga Maya, Krishna, appearing with his elder brother Balaram as the most illustrious son in the dynasty of the Satvatas, very submissively and respectfully addressed Vasudeva and Devaki, "My dear father and mother, although you have always been very anxious for the protection of our lives, you could not enjoy the pleasure of having us as your babies, as your growing boys, and as your adolescent youths." Krishna indirectly praised the fatherhood of Nanda Maharaj and motherhood of Jashoda as most glorious because although he and Balaram were not their born sons, Nanda and Jashoda actually enjoyed their childhood pastimes. By nature's own arrangement, the childhood of the embodied living being is enjoyed by the parents. Even in the animal kingdom, the parents are found to be affectionate to the cubs. Being captivated by the activities of their children, they take much care of their well-being. As for Vasudeva and Devaki, they were always very anxious for the protection of their sons, Krishna and Balaram. That is why Krishna, after his appearance, was immediately transferred to another's house. Balaram was also transferred from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. Vasudeva and Devaki were full of anxieties for Krishna's and Balaram's protection, and they could not enjoy their childhood pastimes.
Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, never goes even a step out of Vrindavan. He always remains there. The explanation of expert devotees is that Krishna was actually not absent from Vrindavan. He came back with Nanda Maharaj as promised. When he was going to Mathura on the chariot driven by Akrura, and the gopis were practically blocking the way, Krishna assured them that he was coming back just after finishing his business in Mathura. He told them not to be overwhelmed, and in this way he pacified them. But when he did not come back with Nanda Maharaj, it appeared that he either cheated them or could not keep his promise. Expert devotees, however, have decided that Krishna was neither a cheater nor a breaker of promises. Krishna, in his original identity, returned with Nanda Maharaj and stayed with the gopis and Mother Yasoda in his Bhava expansion. Krishna and Balaram remained in Mathura, not in their original forms, but in their expansions as Vasudev and Sankarshan. The real Krishna and Balaram were in Vrindavan in their Bhava manifestation, whereas in Mathura they appeared in the Prabhava and Vaibhava expansions. This is the expert opinion of advanced devotees of Krishna. But when Nanda Maharaj was preparing to return to Vrindavan, there was discussion among him, Krishna and Balaram, as to how the boys could live in separation from Nanda. The conclusion to separate was reached by mutual agreement. Vasudeva and Devaki happened to be Krishna and Balaram's real parents. They wanted to keep them now because of the death of Kamsa. Sending Uddhava to Vrindavan with a message to the residents of Vrindavan to pacify them was Krishna's special favor to Uddhava. Lord Krishna's name is Hari, which means one who takes away all the distress from the surrendered souls. Lord Chaitanya states that there cannot be at any time a worship as exalted as that realized by the gopis. Being very anxious about the gopis' grief, Krishna talked with Uddhava and politely requested him to go to Vrindavan. Shaking Uddhava's hand with his own hands, he said, "My dear gentle friend Uddhava, please go immediately to Vrindavan and try to pacify my father and mother, Nanda Maharaj and Yasoda Devi and the gopis. They are very much grief-stricken, as if suffering from great ailments. Go and give them a message. I hope their ailments will be partially relieved. The gopis are always absorbed in thoughts of me. They have dedicated body, desire, life and soul to me. I am anxious not only for the gopis, but for anyone who sacrifices society, friendship, love, and personal comforts for me. It is my duty to protect such exalted devotees. The gopis are the most dear. They are always thinking of me in such a way that they remain overwhelmed, almost dead in anxiety due to separation from me. They are keeping alive simply by thinking that I am returning to them very soon." Requested by Lord Krishna, Uddhava immediately left on his chariot and carried the message to Gokula. We remember how he saved us from the forest fire, how he saved us from the great snake Kaliya in the Yamuna, how he saved us from so many other demons, and we simply think how much we are obliged to him for giving us protection in so many dangerous situations. My dear Uddhava, when we think of Krishna's beautiful face and eyes and his different activities here in Vrindavan, we become so overwhelmed that all our activities cease. We simply think of Krishna, how he used to smile and how he looked upon us. When we go to the banks of the Yamuna and other lakes of Vrindavan, or near Govardhan Hill or the pasturing field, we see that the impressions of Krishna's footprints are still on the surface of the earth. We remember him playing in those places because he was constantly visiting them.
Therefore Mahabharata takes that this Krishna Lila is Maya. They are surprised how God can be affectionate like this. He is nidbika, without any attachment. They cannot understand this. Because he's playing exactly like human being. They think, he's human being, Maya. Maya, this is like Maya.
When his appearance within our minds becomes manifest, we immediately become absorbed in thought of him. We think, therefore, that Krishna and Balaram may be chief demigods in heaven, who have appeared before us like ordinary boys in order to execute particular duties on earth. It was also foretold by Gagamuni when making Krishna's horoscope. If Krishna were not a great personality, how could he have killed Kamsa, who possessed the strength of 10,000 elephants? Besides Kamsa, there were very strong wrestlers, as well as the giant elephant, Kuvalyapida. All these animals and demons were killed by him, just as a lion kills an ordinary animal. How wonderful it is that Krishna took in one hand the big heavy bow made of 3 joined palm trees and broke it very quickly. How wonderful it is that continually for 7 days he held up Govardhan Hill in one hand. How wonderful it is that he has killed all the demons like Prambasura, Venukasura, Arishtasura.
হেন নিতাই বিনে ভাই রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাইতে নাই বীর করি ধর নিতাই পায় হেন নিতাই বিনে ভাই রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাইতে নাই বীর করি ধর নিতাই পায় নিতাই পদ কটি কাল বৃথা জন্ম দলতা সে সম্বন্ধ নাহি যান বৃথা জন্ম দলতা এই পশু বড় দূর নাহি যান বৃথা জন্ম দলতা সেই পশু বড় দুরাচার